Alright, we are at the final stretch of our run with Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. I'm going to show you the official way to combine him first, and then I'm going to show you how I combine him. But first, the weapons. There's a couple things we can do with them. We can combine them like so. If I had vortexes, I'd plug them in right here. And you can use this as a weapon. You can plug them onto Onslaught's weapon. And if you do, you're going to want to plug these up here. If I'm going to have him have a weapon, I use this. This stays on Bruticus's back for reasons we'll see when we get to Onslaught. But usually what I do is I fully attach everything to Onslaught's cannons, which will make the backpack of Bruticus. Again, you don't need it, but yeah. And I plug the blast-off's guns up here, kind of extending the cannons a little bit. And we will set this off to the side. Now, I deliberately did not show you Onslaught's transformation so I could do it in this video. What you're going to want to do, go ahead and move his arms up a little bit. Take the crotch, bring it down. Rotate his waist. See what I mean by the waist joins at an angle. Return the legs into their vehicle mode configuration. Move the arms up just a little bit. You want to bring down Onslaught's head and rotate Bruticus's. You are going to take Onslaught's arms and rotate them back. They will grab onto this section right here. Grab them on, rotate, they will go on right there. You are technically supposed to have these just sticking, or like in position like this, and these sticking straight up. I bend them forward like this, and then bring these all the way back. I just think that looks nicer. Now, for the weapons, where'd they go? These pegs right here will go into these, or these holes will go into these pegs. But yeah. And you can see what I mean by I'd rather have this plugged onto his back because, yeah. To be honest, when I was looking for these, for the set, I did not care if all of them had their weapons. I just cared if Onslaught had his. Anyway, combine mode. You're going to want to take this squared off section. We'll go into the peg. Yeah, it's a good thing they fixed this with Combiner Wars. And as you can see, he's pretty tall. Pretty tall. You're going to want to do the same thing with the shoulders. Plug them on like this. Give me just 1 second, and I will do that. Alright. And here we have the official Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. Yeah, I'm not going to go over the, giant gorilla arm, because it only bends in at his hips, and how long, thin that arm is. I'm just gonna get him into how I do it. Now, while this doesn't fix everything, I think it makes him look a lot better. Still not perfect, but better. I don't have anything to hold my phone up. Well, I mean, I can... If I can balance it right, I can use this, maybe. Okay, close it up a little bit. There. Okay. I'm using a fucking large Coke can. Articulation. The head is on a swivel. Grab it right here. The arms can rotate a full 360. Again, If I hadn't glued this joint, you could get a bicep rotation out of it. If you leave this clipped in, that's just that. You can't, but if you get unclipped, you can bend it right here, but that shows off Blastoff's head. You can bend it at the legs, but that looks weird. So, basically, other than, you know, punching forward and lifting up, his arm's kind of useless. Same here, except he has a swivel. The legs. Oh, lower body. He does still have that waist joint, but again, that's at an angle. You can't get a good, you know, shield pose with it. If you use Onslaught's hips, you can get one click forward. And that's it. But if you untab his leg, you can use his knee, and that moves forward perfectly fine. It doesn't hold a pose, but you can still do it, and you can still go out. The legs, you do have below the knee rotation. You have good range of bend. Nothing at the feet for either one other than Brawl's toes. But yeah. So, there we go. So, for comparison, we are going to bring in chronological order, Bruticus Maximus, from specifically Revenge of the Fallen. We're going to bring in Combiner Wars, which are at the tops of the cannons about the same height. However, it's kind of a toss-up because while this is my favorite design in game, this is my favorite figure of Bruticus, even with the all-in-one combining gimmick. However, I do like. It's fair. I love both of these equally. I'll just say that. I love both of them equally. They both, you know, surpass each other in some ways. Okay, it's mostly Combiner Wars that surpasses Fall of Cybertron. But to be fair, Combiner Wars, like, this was the first attempt since 2004 to do the Scramble City Combiner. Hell, to do combiners as in general. So there was a lot of learning curve to it. A lot that I feel like they fixed in Combiner Wars. Combiner Wars, I feel like the figures, while yes, they were repetitive, they were just better quality, better consistency, and I mean, come on. Not to mention the actual way they combine. With, you know, this one just, you know, the clips here, I feel like are going to break eventually. Even though I love fiddling with, you know, Ball of Cybertron Bruticus, I feel like he's gonna break. Meanwhile, Combiner Wars Bruticus, the Combiner Wars joints are so solid, they even use them on Menassor's knees. So they kind of perfected the Combiner port with Combiner Wars. But yeah. So let's get him off to the side. And just because we're not done with comparisons in general, but here is Iron Factory's Bruticus. Which, yeah. I love both of these figures. They both do things I like. You know, I mean, I can't really say the Iron Factory does anything I don't like other than having so many extra parts to combine, but I may love the all-in-one combiner, But you cannot tell me this doesn't look good. Like, seriously. I love all-in-one combiners, but as I've sort of kind of accepted, especially with, Legacy Menasor, sometimes you do need to parts form to make a good combiner. Like, at one point, I was totally against, combiner skeletons. And while I still would prefer not to deal with them, I don't hate them like I used to. Like, in some ways, combiner skeletons can be lazy. In some ways, they can actually be very beneficial. Like, imagine if this guy used a combiner skeleton. Like, he would be a lot better, in my opinion. But anyway, my opinion really doesn't matter, so even though it's my channel, whatever. Here he is with Optimus. So he's a good size, especially compared to the original figures. Here he is with Megatron. Again, he's a good size. He's a good size. And here he is with Starscream. Now, if you guys don't know why I am specifically comparing him with Starscream, all of them with specifically Starscream, there's a reason. I mean, the Combaticons are associated with Starscream, because in G1, he is the one who brought them back online. And they acted kind of as his enforcers for an episode. But still. And, in Fall of Cybertron, I keep laughing at, Starscream being like, they're stealing my Energon. And Onslaught just saying, you mean our Energon? It's like, I have devised a plan. You mean we. And then, honestly, one of my favorite interactions was the, congratulations, Onslaught. Thanks to your, I forget the exact quote, but, as a result of your inability to follow my orders, you and your Combaticons lost half the Energon supply in that crash. Then Onslaught, are you kidding, Starscream? The Autobots would have taken it all. My team salvaged an operation that you screwed up from the get-go. That is one of my favorite interactions. And then also when Starscream just decides to attack the Autobot transport, and Onslaught literally just says, idiot. Blast off, Swindle. Time to salvage this mess. Like, he knew what was going to happen, because Onslaught is a master tactician. But anyway. So guys, that has been my review of Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. All in all, I really like him, but I do have to say the Combiner Wars one is better. That being said, I'm never going to stop messing with him, nor am I going to give him up. I really like this guy. Is he the best? No. Is he the worst? I'd say no. I feel like we've gotten worse combiners. But especially if you mistransform him like I do, he is a little bit better. That being said, everyone has their own opinions. You might absolutely hate this figure. I absolutely love it. That's the great thing. We all have opinions. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment down below, subscribe for more. Let me know if there's any other figures you want me to review. If I have them, I'll review them. If not, I will try and track them down if I have interest in them. Anyway, guys, hope you had a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.